Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 5 of Behind the Barber podcast. I'm your host, Josue, joined as always by my co-host, Adrian.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How's it going?
Cool, man. And Adrian, we got a special guest today, right?
We do have a special guest today, y'all.
Yeah. So this guest, we brought her on because she kept emailing me trying to meet you.
Yeah, she emailed you quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
Kind of got a little weird for a minute, but...
So introduce her, man.
This special guest we have today, everyone, is the world-renowned... You may have heard of her. Chelly.
Whoa.
Chelly.
Wow, all of that?
All of that.
Hi guys, how's it going?
All right, Chelly, well, thank you for coming on. And I know you've been wanting to come on for a while, so...
Yep, ever since I heard the episode 1.
Yeah. So we're glad to have you on. And Chelly, why don't you start by telling us how long you've known us?
I'm going on 5 years to be exact. Well, in December it'll be 5 years.
Dang. And Chelly, I want to bring you on too because I know you have some experience on cutting hair, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool. So tell us about that.
Well, I'm a 7-year cosmetologist, but I no longer work in the industry full time. I only do it part time now.
Expert, some would say.
But I went ahead and just focused on nails because I felt like that was my expertise. Hair wasn't so nice to me, or clients were a little bit pickier. Well, I work mostly with women, so women don't know what they want or think they know what they want, but they don't. So I can't mind read.
So tell us a little bit more about that because I know right now I'm in my going on my third week or so of barber college, and we're gonna have Cosmos come in for crossover training, so that way they can have their cosmetology license and their barber license.
So wait a minute, y'all are going to be doing both? Or
no,
learning both?
No, we're gonna be learning just barbering, everything that entails.
Okay.
But cosmetologists can come in for only part of that time just to learn what they haven't learned in barbering, which I know for the most part it's going to be more like detailed men's hair, and for sure the big thing is using a straight razor because that's something that you guys are not allowed, right?
Right. They don't let us use. It's against the law for us to use a straight razor. Dang. That's the only difference between cosmetology and barbering.
Is it against the law just in Texas or in the nation?
No, from what I know, this is across the U.S.
But
okay.
You could be completely wrong, right?
I could be, but I highly doubt it.
Oh, okay.
So,
How right do you think you are if you had to give a percentage right now?
I'm going to go with 98%.
So there's 2% chance that you're wrong.
Maybe.
2%.
Maybe, possibly, potentially.
Potentially.
See the glass half empty, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool. So what's up, Chelly? Just let us know what that entails, like being a cosmetologist. I know for sure you guys do cutting hair and color, and that's about all I know.
Well, okay, so we learn everything. We learn hair, how to cut. We learn facials. We learn nails, color, which is one of my also favorite things to do. But I do that just on the side. And then we also learned men's haircut. I just was never great at fading. But
so how big is the men's portion in cosmetologists? Because maybe we have listeners here that they might only have cosmetology schools in their area.
Oh, they only teach it. Well, the school I went to only taught it for a week.
Oh, wow.
Men's haircut. And it was textbook. It wasn't hands-on. We had one mannequin.
Wow.
One male mannequin. The rest were women mannequins.
How long were you in school?
I was in school for 9 months.
And it was just 1 week of men's hair?
1 week, and the rest was on the floor training.
Whoa.
Yeah,
So not a lot of time was
No.
dedicated to the men's portion.
No.
But as a cosmetologist, you can cut men's hair and women's hair, and you can even work at a barbershop, right? You just
Right.
can't use the razor.
Right. I know a lot of my friends, they cut men's, they only cut men's hair with the cosmetology license.
Oh, wow.
So they can do that, but they cannot use a straight razor.
Right, so they were...
Sorry to go back to that.
No. So they use other things, like the Mach 5s, I think. That's the razor, right? The Mach 5s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the closest that they'll ever get to a close shave as a straight razor. It's just not going to last as long or be that smooth and sleek. The same effect that you get. But it still has the guard because we have to use guarded blades. Another blade that I would use was the feather, which was mine. That I love that razor, but it also was guarded. So
you can use that one too?
Yeah, we can use that one too.
Wow.
Yeah, as long as it's guarded.
Oh, okay, cool. Or you could also use like the one your sister got, right? Like the wall shaver, like the electric one.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I hear that one gets like super close.
It does
get really close.
But it depends on the hair type, because if you have really thin hair, it seems to get caught or like cause bumps or irritation. It doesn't have so much of a smoothness to it, or it may just be technique. I'm not sure. I just know that I bought it and it didn't work out so great for me.
Dang, that's what's up.
So
that's what's up. So what's up, Chelly? Seeing as since you're gonna be the first girl on here, why don't you let us know? Shout out, making history.
I'm trying to.
You're literally setting the bar for all the little girls out there.
You can do whatever you want. Anything you set your mind to.
It's getting deep.
This is a huge moment in the podcast.
Well, I hope every little girl knows out there that if they want to be a cosmetologist or a barber, they can do it.
No,
and you can make really good money.
Shout out. I ain't mad at that.
No.
So what's up, Chelly? Let us know what you think, because I know from us, like I know on episode 1 we talked about how important a haircut is, but for women, when you see a guy, is like hair like the first thing you see, or his shoes? I've heard different things. For
me, it's definitely hair, because I work in that. It's actually, I see everybody's hair. The first thing I see, well, haircut, a male's haircut, not their actual hair. Yeah. It's how awesome their haircut is, or what type of haircut they go with. Yeah. and
how important is it to you?
It's, for me, it's very important. I like clean, I like nice fades, like high fades. Adrian. But whenever I see women's hair, it's totally different. It's as if I would see like a clean palette, and what could I do different to make that woman look better.
Dude, you know what I've been noticing in these like 2.5 weeks that I've been in school? I've been noticing that everywhere I go, I look at some guy's hair. Yeah. And I'm like critiquing it. Yes. Even though like, I'm not saying that I could cut it better, but I see like, hey, they didn't do a good job there.
Exactly.
I'm not even in barber college, but I do that. I've been doing that just because I've really been into haircuts ever since I was younger. Yeah. And I've always done that. I don't know. That's weird that you say that now.
Yeah, because like when I meet somebody, I look at their edge up, or when they turn away, I look at their fade, and I'm like, man, they did a good job, or man, that barber sucked. Or like,
I wonder if that's a thing.
It has to be, because I've noticed it since I was younger too. I would be like, oh, they would look better with this color versus
like,
that color.
Sometimes I've talked to people and they're just like, it's just a haircut. Like, you know, like they have that mentality, like, it's gonna go back, like it's whatever, you know. And so I know like some people don't give it that much importance.
For me, it's a big thing, but
I think for me too, like it's like been a big deal. Like, but I met like some certain people. They're just like, yeah, like whatever, you know. Like I didn't notice. Like, oh, I didn't notice that. I'm like, well.
How did you not notice
how did you not see that? Like, it's right there.
Yeah, and I guess everybody has their thing. Like, I know some people are, like, rowdy into shoes, and I'm not into shoes. But, like, as far as what I'm into is, like, always having a clean haircut. Like, I remember before, I used to get my haircut every week. Back when I used to have a bald fade.
Wow.
That's
every
intense.
single week,
every week?
Every Saturday, I was there at the barbershop.
The most I did it was every 2 weeks.
That's still a treat. I think it's also relaxing to go and get your hair cut. That's why I worked at so many spas. Just because it's like something that you do to treat yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Just therapeutic at the same time.
Chelly, so you know, did you ever work at a barbershop yourself?
No, I never worked at a bar. I worked at a beauty store, salon. Thank you.
But you definitely cut men's hair, right?
Yes, it was not my cup of tea. I did not like it.
What happened?
I just didn't. I felt like the clipper, you know, whenever you're not comfortable with something and it all of a sudden turns huge, like really, really big, and you want it to be a normal size. Like, I always felt like my clippers were either too heavy or my trimmers were not working right. Everything was wrong with my equipment, but it wasn't. It was me.
You were just finding something wrong with them.
Right. I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't.
It's just your anxiety, dude.
It is, yeah.
You're taking a Xanax, chill out.
No, I really just did not, and I didn't find any joy in cutting men's hair.
And just so the listeners know, prescribed, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Prescribed.
All right.
But one thing you do know, women. I'm assuming girls in your class that actually work at barbershops.
Oh yeah.
And how's it going for them women as far as in the barbershop world?
Oh, they love it. Men are great tippers. So
especially with women.
Especially with yes. Dang. And a lot of men like to get their hair cut by women. They don't want men barbers. They like the women barbers because they feel like the detail is a little bit stronger in whenever women are doing it versus whenever men are. And I see Adrian shaking his head, and he can shake his head all he wants, but I assure you, if you ask the man that goes and gets his hair cut by a woman, he'll tell you they put a little bit more time into it. And I think it's just the softness of getting a haircut, or the more time they spend on the haircut versus just going in and out.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm definitely gonna agree with that because I think I mentioned this before. As far as doing a zero or like a bald fade, I've only done it like once or twice, and I'm not good at it. And I tried it again in class last week, and it came out kind of whack. And the there's 3 girls, but 2 of the girls that did the zero fade, they did it pretty good. Like it could have passed as a haircut almost, and it was their first time. So, dude, maybe it does kind of come natural to women. Like, I've heard that they have a more steady hand.
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
I'm going to disagree with both of y'all right now. Because I've gotten haircuts by men and women, and I'm just going to say that, for the most part, the best haircut I got is from a male barber.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
But I have got good haircuts from females as well. But I just feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it just depends who you go to.
I've had different experiences with female barbers.
Yeah.
So I'm obviously right on this topic.
Oh, okay. You won this round. Is that what you're saying? I don't think so.
And even at the school, they say like you'll see regular customers that only want to get haircuts by women. Like when they sign up, they don't even have a specific woman. They just go like any girl, but just not a guy.
I mean, yeah, because it's just like a man thing. They just don't want no guy touching them or something like that.
Yeah,
I get it. I'm not arguing that. I'm just
So yeah, definitely for the lady listeners. I mean, if you're interested in cutting hair, I mean, this might be a route that you could go to, because I know like women, I hear they're pretty picky, and it's a lot more complicated with coloring and all that.
Yeah, and the barbering school is much shorter than the cosmetology school.
Yeah. So
that also could be.
You said it was 9 months for the cosmetology?
Well, I did it in 9 months. It's a 12-month curriculum.
Us.
But
sorry.
I did my time, and I would go. I did. I had a 4.0 GPA throughout all of my
Even though GPAs don't count.
I know. On my license
sounds
looks
like fake news.
Excuse me. I know my license looks like everybody else's license, but I can tell you my score. And whenever I took my test, I made a 93, and that's state exam.
Snap.
So
1 out of 100.
Hey. Why the question?
I'm just asking.
I don't remember what the question was.
7% of it you missed it.
Yeah.
What if that 7% was vital?
Yeah.
Well,
that 7%
it
was
must
barbering.
have been. It must have been on barbering topics.
The 93 was on women.
In color. But are you going to be learning color?
I know like this week we've been learning about sanitation and chemistry. So we've been learning a little bit on like what to be careful with to like not take out color.
Sanitation is key.
It really is.
Yeah, they said it's like probably the biggest part of the
I've
testing.
seen some messed up pics of like when barbers aren't sanitary from as far as what happens to the customer.
Yeah.
It's kind of nasty, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like we learned about like ringworms.
Yeah.
Dude, it looks ugly, man.
It is ugly, dude. Big time.
Yeah. It's just either like barbers being lazy or being cheap and not wanting to change out the blade, and they use multiple blades. But dude, that's pretty bad. You can spread anything with that because you're straight up like removing skin. And if they got like a pimple, like you're drawing blood, and that's where it can get serious.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know through my continuing education, you have to read through cases on why certain places were closed, and one of them was that nail salon had used the barbicide is blue. It's a light blue color.
Yeah.
And the inspector opened it. He was about to leave, but he opened the bottle.
Yeah.
And it was Windex.
Dang.
So here they are, open for several years,
Wow.
and they've never sanitized their utensils because their instruments because they've been using Windex, and they were shut down immediately. But I mean, think of all those people that went in and out, and all their stuff was being.
How do you know it was Windex though?
He opened it. You can smell Windex. Windex is a very distinctive scent.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was not. Barbicide has a very distinctive scent as well. It's very
And how long does that last?
The Barbicide?
Yeah.
You're supposed to clean it out every day.
Yeah, that's what they tell us. But at the same time, too, they say, I mean, obviously you want to follow that, but they do say don't get into the habit because some barbers clean it out like every week.
Yeah, and it's because it's costly. You're supposed to dilute it a certain way, and if you don't dilute it the right way, you can end up costing yourself more money.
Yeah, because it's like I think they told us like in its pure form, it's like straight up hospital grade like disinfectant. Like it's really strong. It's just you got to water it down a lot.
Yeah, but
so when you say clean it out, do you just mean like throw it away? And get
throw it out, rinse it out, and then put fresh water and fresh Barbicide in there.
Oh, okay.
And that's what we've been doing. Like since we're new, they have us do that every morning for like the stations and clean up all the stations.
Just to get into a routine.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus, I mean, once we're barbers or have our own shop, I mean, we're going to be doing that, so might as well get in the habit. Yeah.
So whenever you take your state test, you have to go through, you have to do every module and everything.
Yeah.
And you get so nervous that you forget what step you're on. And they expect you to know every single step for every single test. And my sister, remember, she's also a cosmetologist. I went in and I told her, what if I blank out? What if I don't remember? She said, just spray every single time Barbicide, a bunch of Barbicide, and sanitize your hand and you'll pass the test. And straight up, that's what happened one time. I completely forgot what I was doing. They tell you, okay, now it's going to be, they just say
allegedly,
number.
For the record.
Oh my gosh, stop. I did blank out, so it doesn't matter. It could have been that. And so all I remembered was spray everything down with Barbicide and sanitize your hands, and then you'll pass the test.
Did you have to take the test in Houston?
No, San Antonio has one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What about, because I've heard the barbering test is in Houston.
Well, they have one in Houston, but they also have one here in San Antonio and in Austin. So you can do it here, and yeah, everybody tells me, the instructors tell me that everybody gets like really nervous.
Yes.
But then when they take it, they're like, yeah, it's not that hard. Mm-hmm. It's just more of a mental thing.
Is it still by a point system? Do you know?
That I don't know. I know later on we'll have preparation for it, so I don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, Chelly, when you were working at a salon, did TDLR ever come in on you guys?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they want to look at logs. They check the utensils to make sure they're clean. They look if there's any residue on your storing, where you store your stuff.
For all the listeners and for me, what is TDLR?
The Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. And I said that really slow because I couldn't remember it.
Yeah, because during the first week, they kept saying, oh, you want to do this? Because what if you don't clean, TDLR could come in, they could shut you guys down, or they could fine you. And then, like, people were in there kind of being smart. Like, yeah, right, it's probably one of those things that never happens. And literally, on the Tuesday, on the second week, TDLR came into the school to inspect everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so they inspect the school as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's like, it is a barbershop, never mind.
Yeah, because they're cutting hair, so it is a serious thing. And yeah, like, they straight up don't play no games. Like, the lady that came in, she was firm. And, like, everybody, like, all the owners and instructors are, like, all scared. It's like the IRS walking in your building.
She has the potential to shut you down, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Serious.
Yeah, they're not playing any jokes. They'll come in very professional, and their badges are out, so you know exactly who they are.
And is it like, I would say, like, when they go inspect the restaurant?
Yes.
You get so many demerits, and then...
Mm-hmm. It's exactly like that.
What's a passing score? Do y'all know?
Well, that I don't know. I just know that some things can get you shut down, and some things can give you a big fine.
I don't know what logs y'all have to keep, especially for barbering. I remember just for nails, it was the pedicure log, so it had to be filled out. Yeah. But I don't know about barbering, if y'all have to keep any record of anything that you know at this point.
No, we haven't gotten there yet, but yeah, I'm sure they'll get to that.
I'm sure there's some kind of log they have to keep.
Yeah.
Just up the code or for records.
Mm-hmm. Just be ready to buy a lot of guards if you're going to be using guards, because I know that those get dirty right away. So you'll start cutting hair, and then you find yourself using the same guard, and then you're like, oh, but I haven't cleaned it, and how am I going to clean it? So my sister right now is working in a barbershop, and she has, I think, 5 or 6 sets of guards.
Wow.
And she cleans them every day. Just
So what's the limit of haircuts you can do with one guard?
No, one haircut per guard. You're supposed to clean it after every use.
Yeah. Barbers don't do that. I mean, officially they don't. I mean, I've seen them go through many haircuts like while I've been waiting.
Yeah.
They don't do that, but you're supposed to. Like, ideally, you want to.
Because I have seen some barbers always like cleaning them and putting them in the thing in the barber side, like you say, and then like toweling them. And I'm like, why is he doing this? Like,
he has to.
Okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what you could do is have like at least 2 sets of everything. That way, while during a haircut, you're getting one of them cleaned out, and then on the next one, you're swapping down out for the dirty ones.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
But yeah, a lot of barbers have like several sets of everything, like brushes, combs, everything.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so you definitely want to go to that barber that's cleaning his stuff. You don't want to go to the one that's not.
Yeah.
It's really
keeping
bad.
it dirty.
Yeah. But so when are you going to be on the floor?
I think after 12 weeks, we'll be on the floor. After 12 weeks, we would have finished our book and all the tests and stuff. So we'll be on the floor.
So you have to take a test there too.
Yeah, we're testing like almost every other day on the chapters.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not like a final test.
It's like a written test.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not like a test to get your actual license or anything.
Yeah, it's just so they know that
it's for the school.
You're more or less, you know what's up.
Yeah.
Do you know how many hours you'll have to do of haircutting?
Total in the school 1,500.
Oh, okay, that sounds about right.
But that's including the class.
Oh.
So the class will be about 3 months, and then the haircutting will be an additional. An additional 8 months or so.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's good. I think Adrian should go to barbering school as well.
I think I should too.
Keep telling him, man, but he was refusing.
It's just
the man's keeping you down, or
life,
what's going on?
And it's bills, man.
Hey, so you had something to say about work? Well, how's it going at your work?
Actually, I didn't. But thanks for bringing it up.
I'm sorry.
Brought up a dark past.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding. No, I've been really debating on continuing my working and stuff like that. Kind of Sway's inspired me to move on with this old gig I have.
I'm telling you, man, you can move into my truck, dog. You don't got to pay no bills.
I've debated
It's a little warm, but
living on the streets, collecting cans.
I
can do it. I know I can.
Dude, with my help, you could be the best.
Honestly, I can live off the land like the best of them. And I don't need much. But
the way the good Lord intended, right?
Yeah. Just dollar menus and naps.
Yeah.
All I have to do is complete the 1,500 hours. But I'm thinking about it. We shall see what happens, though.
Yeah,
I gotta save up the money for the school too. So.
I mean, you could always get grants. Like, I didn't qualify for any grants, but you could get grants, apply for that. Pell Grants, subsidized loans, or just regular, like, student loans.
Yeah.
But that should be kind of the last option. I mean,
I think student loans should definitely be the last option for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's pretty crazy, man. I learned that with student loans, dude, they never go away,
never,
right?
ever.
You could file for bankruptcy. They won't go away.
They won't go away.
Yeah, it's kind of hardcore, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. Like, it's... Because, dude, even my house, I could lose my house, and then after, like, 7 years, I mean, it'll be, like, wiped off my credit. Like, student loans is not going away.
It's kind of messed up that they do that to, like, young kids.
Yeah, dude, and then some kids are... Man, they'll be going in for the doctorate's degree and, like, straight up borrow $100,000 straight out of school. And...
For one semester, sir.
Oh my God.
I mean, if you go to, like, a good university, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then when you think about it, man, that's just a school, and then you got to pay for campus, and then books, and... Yeah, it's pretty crazy, dude.
Yeah, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, they do serve a purpose, but like at the same time, like you say, like they don't go away and stuff. So like,
yeah,
it's pretty hardcore to do that to like such a young person, make them all stressed out.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I think a lot of people don't think about that because I listen a lot to like Dave Ramsey. You guys listen to him?
If you're gonna talk about that guy,
you're leaving it, right?
I'm leaving you.
I have actually been to one of his seminars.
Oh, nice.
I think he has awesome points, legit points.
He does. Hard, yeah. He does, and we're gonna. I'm thinking about putting him into play once. I'm up for promotion at work.
Ooh, nice.
So, he does this envelope system where
There
you
you
put your
go.
money into
There you
envelopes, and then if there's no money in the envelope, then you can't go out to eat.
He
So
does this thing where you don't spend money.
Then you call it a ramen noodle
Yeah.
soup night. And
Oh, he always says beans and rice, rice and beans.
Yeah.
So what does he do? He puts money in envelopes?
so he'll have like
That's what he does for a living.
yeah. So he gets.
He might be mafia affiliated.
Stop starting rumors. That's not nice.
I didn't start any rumors.
Might be a conspiracy, dude.
Allegedly, for the record.
So
Go on.
he's
He might be a flat earther.
oh my goodness, am I going to get to say what he does with the envelopes so
Yes.
all our listeners can hear? Or Sway's listeners
can.
can. Okay. So he gets these envelopes and he'll put on there, to go out to eat, for rent, for utilities, and then he'll put the money in there and, especially the ones for...
A budget.
Yeah, but with an envelope system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, honestly, like, I haven't stuck good to it, but I know before when I was on his little system, it was working. Because his big thing too is on carrying cash, and it is true. Because whenever you go make a big purchase with a card, it hurts you less. But if you pay in cash and you're straight up counting and seeing that $100 get
This
out of your
is
hands,
accurate, man. I can swipe all day with that with my debit card or credit card.
all
bro.
day, bro, twice on Sundays, man. But if you're dropping,
But if I'm actually paying with like cold hard cash, it's a little different. I don't know why.
that Benjamin when it's leaving you, dude, it just
It's hurtful.
hurts.
Like today.
It's real in the feels. It's real in the feels.
Yeah, just so the listeners know, today Chelly and Adrian took me for the first time to Whole Foods.
Yeah. It was fun.
I like Whole Foods.
I like Whole Foods too.
And if you're hearing this, we need a sponsorship. And we need some free groceries for that plug. Just saying.
This is a major plug for Whole
Major
Foods.
plug for Whole Foods. But we're getting no money off of that. But anyway, it's a good store. I really like it. It's just a little expensive, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah, it's really good, man. But yeah, if I went in there with cash, I would have spent less. Like I would have been more cautious on buying something that.
I feel it is a little expensive, but I feel like they have a lot of good stuff there too. At the same time, so in a way, it's still benefiting you. But
Yeah, definitely, dude.
yeah, it is real in the feels when you pay in cash, man. Like
Yeah, and you know what the I guess the good and bad thing about barbering is that it's a cash business. So barbers always have cash on them. It could be a good thing because if you're spending with cash, I mean, it kind of it should bother you a little bit more to pay with cash. But it should kind of like make you less likely to spend if you're not paying with a debit card. But at the same time, since you have cash in your hand every day, like from what I hear, a lot of barbers like straight up what they make in a day, they'll spend in a day.
Yeah.
So it could be something
it has its pros and cons.
Yeah.
Just to get away from the cash. Speaking of debit cards, that new chip in those debit cards is getting on my last
Dude,
nerves.
it's stupid, bro.
Last nerves.
I don't know what to do whenever I go pay. Do I use the chip? Do I swipe? It's so confusing.
Some I guess I don't know what they're called. Or you swipe your card. Some of them don't have the chip yet.
Yeah.
And the slots there for the chip, and then they're like you can swipe.
Yeah.
You can just. I'm like,
Dude, at HEB it never works. I literally have to go through it every time, 3 times, and then swipe it. Like I don't know if it's their machine or my card, but
It's your card. I'm just kidding.
Probably,
I don't
yeah.
know.
I don't know. I'm just like, come on, man. Like, it's getting on my last nerves.
It's
and I don't like it.
2017. Let's get it together, everybody.
Yeah.
I think they should. I don't know. I like cash. I prefer cash all day. I can't make it rain with my debit card.
Just throwing plastic
Yeah.
everywhere,
Just
right?
keep doing it up. It's not good though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Chelly. So even though you're not a barber, but you are a licensed cosmetologist, what tips can you give me? I guess with working with clients, since I've never really. Well, I do cut hair, but only my 2 brothers. That's about it.
You're going to have to learn how to listen to your clients. Because they're going to be wanting... If you have an off day and they're talking to you, you're going to mess up on their hair and they're going to hate you forever.
Wow.
So you have to really pay attention to what they want. And all I remember is that pictures were the worst. People would come in with a picture of Beyonce and I'm like, girl, you look nothing like Beyonce. This will not be the outcome of today at all.
She looked a little like Beyonce and a lot like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Adrian, be nice. She did not.
Dang,
She just didn't look like Beyonce. Homegirl didn't look like
get a bounty
Beyonce.
hunter blonde. That dirty blonde.
So I think pictures are the worst.
Yeah.
If they show you a picture, you're just gonna have to be like, okay, so how do you see yourself walking out of here? Because that's gonna be the best way. And then even men are not gonna know what they want.
Well, I heard with men it's a little bit different. I heard with most barbers like pictures. I know my barber does because he says, and the instructor told me this too. He says like when people come in, they could ask for low fade, but to him a low fade might be down here, but to another barber it might be like an inch up higher, or to him it doesn't drop, and to the other guy he wants it all the way straight or with a drop. So I guess maybe for women it might be different because women's hair is a lot more complicated and it's more time consuming.
The only hard part would be if they come in with a picture of somebody with straight hair and they have really kinky curly hair, or vice versa, and then you're like, I'm sorry, I can't do that for
Bring
you.
me a picture with some guy with your hair type.
Exactly. So I would suggest starting a portfolio. These are the haircuts I can do.
Yeah.
Which one would you like out of this? Or let's find one that's similar to what you have, and with your hair type as well, because you just can't, you're well, I always say I'm a cosmetologist. What is it? I'll think about that phrase. I'll get back to it.
Hey, Chelly, tell me this, because cosmetologists, you could like potentially stay with a client for hours, right?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, so I know a barber and I feel comfortable talking with some guy for 30, 45 minutes. But like, what do you talk about for 4 hours?
Oh, you can talk about everybody. I talk about my boyfriend. I talk about my mom. I talk about my future. Women, we're just made different. We can talk about anything.
And are women clients like pretty loyal? Like I know male clients are like really loyal to the barbers.
Oh yeah. Once we find somebody that really does our hair, it's really hard to find somebody. Yeah, it's always like that. Oh, I'm a beautician, not a magician. That's my line.
Dang.
But I only use that once because she gave me a weird look after that. So sorry, I can't make miracles happen. But
it's a good line.
Yeah, I've been coming out with some good lines lately.
Yeah.
But I don't work in that any longer. You took me to corporate America with you, and then you left me high and dry. But thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
But I still do it on the side.
You can be happy with me when you retire. A millionaire.
Yeah, right.
And I'm over here eating ramen noodles. Because I can't get that fade right.
I'll take you out to eat a couple.
I like ramen noodles, and you won't take them out to eat.
I will take him out to eat.
I'll take him out to eat.
Oh, you'll take him out to eat? Okay. Will you invite me whenever you take him out to eat?
Perhaps.
Okay,
maybe.
Cool.
Alright, so just so people know, Chelly started working where I started working. I hooked her up with a job there, but then like a year later, I left.
He left me high and dry.
Just so people know, he also would not hook me up with a job.
Adrian, I did that to protect you, Adrian.
You didn't protect
Chelly
me.
is like a really good people person.
I am by far the most people's person you'll ever meet.
I like to talk. I like to talk a lot.
I love to talk.
Not on the phone.
To myself.
That's what I thought. Yeah, no, I like to talk. I can talk all day.
Yeah, it's just whenever you have to talk professionally, like all day, it can get boring.
This is true. Yeah, but
accurate.
As DJ Khaled would say.
I love that guy. No, but yeah. So thanks for leaving me there.
No, you're welcome.
Pursuing your dreams.
Yeah, why don't you use your medical insurance too? Because I ain't got no medical insurance. I can get in a car accident right now. I don't know what I'll do. I gotta see what's up with that Obamacare. I've never
wow,
been without,
so
like,
you have nothing right now, right?
Dude, I'm straight up gonna be on that Mexican insurance and be like, whenever I get sick, I'm going to Mexico.
Oh, hey, what is
their
cheaper
medicine
over
is
there? Yeah,
their medicine is like, I don't know. When people take medicine, whether they get right. Some
what do you
people
mean?
are like I don't know how to say it, but like their antibiotics and stuff like that is like a lot more potent.
It is.
Why?
because they don't have.
Well,
as
first
many...
of all, a quick disclaimer: I don't want nobody suing me. Like, I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying what I plan on doing and what a bunch of people that live by the borders do.
What you've seen results in?
Yes.
Right,
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of people that don't have medical insurance, and if they live by the border, I mean, they'll just go down there for their dental visit, get it done for maybe a few $100 versus thousands of dollars.
Some people are where I work done that.
Yeah, and it's like very professional people. I mean, they go to medical school too, obviously, but
it's just they live in another country where.
Yeah, because the way I see it is like right now, I don't ever go to the doctor. I mean, thank God at least right now I have my health. So I mean, I don't want to pay. Dude, I didn't realize how expensive insurance is until I quit my job. Like, it's stupid expensive.
Yep.
Like, to get the coverage I wanted before would be like several $100s without a company. Like,
yeah, that's dumb.
it'd be like over $500 for all that stuff I used to have.
A month.
Yeah, that's stupid, man. I don't even have a car payment, and that would be like way more than that.
Oh no.
So right now I'm straight up on that no insurance plan. So you're welcome, Chelly.
Oh, thank you. I do love my.
If it was up to me, if I wouldn't get fined, I wouldn't have no insurance as well.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah.
They said they're going to do away with the fine, right?
They said they were.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on it, but.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, I actually got to look into that because now I don't have insurance. I need to find out what the potential fine could be, or to see if it's worth it, or maybe.
You're only going to get fined like I forget.
Maybe like a percentage of your income or something.
It's a percentage, but I don't know. Cause I got fined 1 year, but it was only because that was the first year. But they said the first year was going to be this much, and it was going to go up and up. But I don't know if that's like the way that was working, or if it's your first year. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like it was the first year of that program, or your first year of not having it.
Yeah.
But I think I got fined like $30 a month.
Wow.
Ooh.
Something like that.
Oh, that's not bad.
I mean, it was.
Yeah.
If I would have got insurance, I would have wound up paying more a month than I was getting fined a month.
A lot more for decent insurance, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I just didn't do it. I was like, forget it. I'll get it. I'll get a job and I'll get insurance.
I think yours would have to be prorated because you.
Because I worked like half of the year.
Right.
Like
yeah.
It's going to be prorated.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It won't be that bad, but.
Yeah, dude. So I'm gonna have to stop doing stunts and everything because I can't afford to get injured no more.
You're definitely gonna have to stop
jumping on
holding your breath underwater for several hours at a time. You're definitely gonna have to like stop trying to catch bullets. I would say those two.
With my teeth.
Are a definite no. Definite no goes. You're gonna have to stop walking on fire.
Oh my goodness. For the listeners, I'm literally shaking my head.
Yes.
No. So, but thank you for referencing me to that.
You're welcome. Jenny,
wonderful place.
Tell them how good of a job it is.
It is.
That way people know what's up.
It just became
for the listeners. I wouldn't know.
I for right now, because I'm moving into a different department, I love this department, so it's going really good. If you would have asked me a couple months ago, I would have been singing a different tune.
Yeah.
But for right now, I am very happy where I'm at. And just looking at today, I was looking over the handbook, and if I wanted to take off some time next year, around this time, I would have plenty of time because they have paid vacation.
I think it's like 3 weeks.
It is, yeah. So I'm just gonna start saving it up for
3 weeks a year. That's generous.
Yes.
I'm gonna miss that too.
That is really nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss a lot of stuff. Just not
But-
the work. Yeah, just not the work.
You can take like 2 months off barbering, can't you?
Yeah, if you wanted to, yeah.
I mean, if you have enough money, of course.
Yeah, and then the way to look at it too is like, I mean, let's just say somebody at a company makes $20 an hour and they get these benefits and paid vacation or so on. But a barber, for example, they have the potential, and I personally know barbers that make a stupid amount of money. I mean, if a barber charges $20, $25 doing 2 haircuts an hour, he could potentially make $40, $50 an hour. So yeah, even though you don't have medical benefits paid for, I mean, you could easily pay for that, and you could easily pay for like taking time off.
Yeah, for sure.
But you just got to be disciplined with it. It's not like taking out automatically like your check in a corporate job. So.
Not only that, but it like you always have money. You always have your money makers are literally your hands.
Yeah.
So you always have a way of making money. Anywhere you go, even if you're traveling, you can take your stuff with you.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm hyped about because I know our company. What do we have? Like 4 locations.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have 4 locations in the United States, so that's not like. It's not a whole lot to travel, dude, and only one of the other locations is a cool place. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The other 2 are like. I think one's in LA, one's here in San Antonio, the other one's in Norfolk, Virginia, and then where else?
Indianapolis.
So yeah, those are the 2 places. I mean, they're pretty dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Indianapolis.
Unless you want to watch NASCAR, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Where's NASCAR?
In Indianapolis.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just knew they had the Colts.
It's the fact of the day.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of wanted to do this too, because I mean that way I could like potentially travel a lot more if I wanted to move somewhere. I mean, in any city, any country. I mean, people always need a haircut. So
Exactly. You'll be hearing from a lot of your friends calling you up at the last minute for haircuts. So be ready to stay awake for long hours.
like, yeah, that's cool. An extra $10 after.
Would you once you get established, are you gonna get like insurance, or are you just always gonna not have it?
In the beginning, I'm not. But once I start making money, I definitely do want to have insurance again. I mean, just in case. Just in case. Dental, I mean, I brush my own teeth. I'm not going to worry about paying dental. I already took out all 4 of my wisdom teeth. I don't eat candy, so I'm straight. Vision, I mean...
I would say if you do see your teeth start messing up, you got to fix that, man.
Nah, just...
It's a bad look, messing up your teeth, bro. It's a bad look.
Well, I'll just go to dentist in Mexico.
I'm saying if they're messing up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. And then my vision hasn't changed in the past 3 years. And they say it pretty much steadies out, so I really don't need it.
Speaking of dental, UT Health Science Center,
they
have the people who are going to be dentists, but they're not dentists yet. And they charge like a crazy low fraction of the price.
Wow. So
and they're basically dentist, but they just haven't like graduated. You know,
it's kind of like barber college, right? They're getting their hours in.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So like you get good work done at like crazy cheap prices.
Wow.
I just heard you have to make your appointment ahead of time, a couple of weeks ahead of time.
Yeah.
Of
course.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, speaking of appointments, Chelly, when you were working in the salon, did you guys do walk-ins or everything has to be appointments? I'm assuming because it's so long.
Right. Yeah, we did appointments only, and it was big. It was outside of our door. Appointments only. A lot of people didn't like it. People still try to go in there and, hey, do you have an appointment available? And it was always no, sorry. So you'll have to figure out if you want walk-ins, but I would suggest keeping appointments.
So what are the pros and cons? I mean, the obvious pros is you have kind of like you know what you're making, but what else is a good and bad thing about appointments?
Appointments? Well, the bad thing is if they don't show up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big no-show. But that's whenever you have a no-show policy where you can charge them. But I know you, and you're not going to have that. You wouldn't charge them for not showing up.
Not until I get established. Yeah.
No way.
I can't wait.
But how would you charge them? How would he charge them?
He would charge them if they don't show up. Their next time they come in, they're gonna have to pay a no-show fee.
Yeah. Either that, or I'm not gonna cut their hair again. Or now, dude, they've gotten really good. Like now, they have apps that you could buy that they have to put their credit card information if they want to reserve a time for you. And if you don't come in, some of them you could set it to where you get charged a full price because you took up that barber's time. He decided not to cut somebody's hair for that 30 minutes or an hour. So you really are wasting his money.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an hour, like a job.
Or some of them, like, they'll charge you half. Like, if the haircut's $20, they'll charge you a $10 fee.
That's not bad.
So it's pretty cool. I eventually want to get to that point,
So right now you're looking at booth rental, right?
Oh, man, I'm real, like, torn between it.
Just do it, man.
I'm going to have to do booth rental.
I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? You just have to have a real...
Like, what's that guy's name? Shia LaBeouf or what's his name?
Yeah. Just do it.
Yesterday you said tomorrow.
I love that video.
Yeah, dude. How was I saying?
Your booth rental.
Booth rental.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think for sure I'm going to have to start that way, at least for a few months somewhere. The plan I have right now unofficially is find a location where I want to rent out, lease out a spot with only me as the barber, and the potential to grow for 1 or maybe 2 other barbers. That's it, because I want to have a small shop. and find a established barbershop that's around the area that I eventually want to be at, and work there for like 3 months, build clientele, or I mean, however long it takes me to save up money for a shop, and then once I'm ready, just move them to that area in my shop.
Yeah, that sounds really
So
good.
that's the plan.
It's really, really good. Yeah. You haven't come to check out my sister's shop, have you? He hasn't seen it.
Who, Coco's?
Yeah.
Oh, she set it up pretty?
Yeah, it's really nice. Well, it's really cute. It's an old barn. We had it relocated.
Nice.
And then she has electricity and water now.
'Cause it's out in the country, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So it straight up looks like a barn. Like, you would never expect it to be what it is inside.
Straight up Texas barbershop.
Yeah. Well, all we have to add is the AC at this
I was
point.
about to say that you put the AC.
Yeah, not yet. Well, remember I connected it first. But now I have to go and connect it in there. But it's not easy. It's not hard. It's really easy. So we'll do that. But that's another idea.
Yeah.
You should make a mobile one.
That's what I've really been considering. I mean, there's so many options you could do. Like, I've thought about just going to the but one thing I like, a lot of students, because I mean, a lot of the guys that are coming here are so young, so maybe they haven't thought about this as of yet, but like a lot of them don't even see the option of opening up their own shop for like several years. Like, a lot of them don't even have a plan on doing it at all. And then I'm kind of like trying to open up their eyes and show them like these places I've been looking at. Like, you could lease a little suite, or you could lease a small building, like 300 square feet or something like that, which is more than enough room for you and like another chair. And I mean, depending where you get it, I mean, it's obviously going to play a big part, but I've seen some spots for like $500, $1,000, $1,500. But dude, like, if I'm going to be paying some other guy that owns a shop $150 a week, that's $600 a month. Dude, I could easily get a tiny little spot and lease it and just call it my own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when you say lease, where do you mean these spots?
Well, like in the little shopping centers, yeah, the little shopping centers, they're divided in little sections. Yeah. So I would just want to get out like a really, really small section, and then of course areas, everything. So I mean, the better the area, the more expensive it's gonna be. But I mean, if I lease one that's like on the lower end for like $500, I mean, then I just gotta worry about lights, water, Wi-Fi, and the other normal expenses like supplies that you always have to pay. But I mean, at least that's something that's your spot, and you don't got to worry about working at somebody else's shop. Or two, I could get another barber, and then he pretty much pays all my lease for me, and everything I make as a barber is all profit.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
And really the biggest thing for me is the environment. Because to be quite honest with you, in the majority of the shops I've gone to, I don't like the environment. It's just really not my style. Mm-hmm. I see so many like cool barbershops, like old school barbershops online, and then I see the ones here and like.
No, I took my nephew to go get a haircut at this one barbershop, and it was so loud in there. Yeah. I couldn't even hear my own thoughts, and it was recommended to me by one of my really, really good friends to take my nephew there, and it was extremely loud.
And was your nephew's haircut good?
It was, yes. His haircut, it was one of the best haircuts I've ever seen. But I didn't want to stand in there, and I had to leave. I kept walking out.
Especially you as a woman, right?
Yeah.
You as a woman, it could be very uncomfortable, like, because barbers could be staring at you, they could be checking you out, or they could be talking ugly, or, I mean...
It's a barbershop.
If you don't listen to trap music,
beauty salon. You shouldn't feel comfortable.
No, but I felt bad for my nephew that was sitting there having to hear. Well, you know what? He probably didn't mind it at all. Now that I think about it,
did they have a lot of cursing in it? Or?
Yeah, and it was just rap songs and. Yeah. That's not my cup of tea.
So you hate the culture.
And it's not, that is not what I'm saying.
Sounds like you're saying you hate the culture.
I didn't. I'm just saying that I had a really long day at work, and that was the last place I wanted to be. I didn't want to be standing there waiting for his...
I would say that most men would say the exact same thing about a beauty salon.
About the music or the environment?
Maybe everything.
I could tell you, you know what? I think we should do a poll on this.
I'm just saying, like,
I think we should go out there
saying,
and... No,
imagine a guy going on after having a long day, and he has to go to his with his girl to the beauty salon.
Why would a guy go with his girl? That's the last place a girl wants to take her guy.
This is a scenario, though. I'm pretty sure he would not want to go to a beauty salon, and if he showed up, he would probably not enjoy the conversation as well.
He would probably fall asleep of how calm of the relaxing it would be. The senses. He would
fall asleep of boredom and the nonsense they're talking about.
Well, it's better than... No, it's always vice versa. The guy always drags his girlfriend with him to go get his hair cut because he can't go alone and he wants her to be there.
No, I'm just saying the scenario.
Your
if
scenario.
You had to switch it out, maybe you had to swap it out. I'm pretty sure it would be the exact same thing, but from the guy's perspective.
Well...
I've never gone. I know you've never gone heavy.
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure the women in the beauty salons talk crazy too.
It depends.
I'm pretty sure they can.
They talk crazy because it's nothing but girls around. So don't even give me that.
Okay.
And if one guy shows up, you think they're gonna be, oh, there's a guy here.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yes, they.
No,
I mean,
they're not.
It would get
it's
like
their. It's like their domain. They're not just gonna be calm.
Well, I just know that I didn't appreciate it. I had a very long day at work, and that was the last place I wanted to be.
Actually,
so why did you go? How old is your nephew?
He was 16, and he was recommended.
16.
Yeah.
That's kind of old. He doesn't need you to be there.
I was taking it. No, you know what? His dad couldn't take him, so I took him. That's what it was.
Yeah, could have waited in the car or something.
Me? Yeah, I could have, but I didn't. I wanted to get off with him. I should have waited in the car.
Wanted to be nosy.
Why
you gotta say it like that?
It's the truth.
Say the truth hurts.
You mean he's 16? Doesn't need you to go in the barbershop with him.
I was paying for it. I had to go in there and pay the barber.
You could have given him the money.
You know what? I
had
you
got a boyfriend, Chelly. What are you doing in a barbershop by yourself?
Oh, at that time, did I have a boyfriend? No, I didn't have...
Your man's got to be in there.
I didn't have a boyfriend at that time. No, I was single. Well, I am still single with a boyfriend. Does that make any sense?
That makes 0 sense.
It makes 100% nonsense.
Anywho.
All right, before y'all start fighting, let me ask you this. So that way, I know I've said it, but that way people can hear from a female's perspective. If you were a mom and you had to take your boys in the barbershop every 2 weeks, what would you look for in a barbershop?
Are you identifying yourself as a mom?
No, he wants me to identify myself.
No, but are you identifying yourself as a mom?
No, he wants me.
Okay, he sounds like he's identifying himself as a mom.
After he said, if you were a mom and
he
you
says,
had...
I know I said this before, but if you were a mom.
I didn't catch that.
I think about the barbershop idiot.
He's identifying as a mom.
All right, Chelly.
I have boys, and I have to take them into a barbershop.
Boys, kids, or?
Well, yeah. If I had,
if you had boys, yeah.
If I had boys and I had to take them, what would I look for?
Yeah.
I'm not guessing your gender by anything.
Oh my goodness. I would look for cleanliness. Okay. Because are you talking about me?
Go with the most important things first.
As a cosmetologist, or me as a mom?
Just you as your mom.
As a cosmetologist mom.
As a cosmetologist mom.
Go.
I would just be looking at technique because. Okay, how old are the kids? I'm sorry, you asked the wrong question.
Don't overthink this.
I am overthinking this.
Really overthinking this. All right, you have 2 5 and a 7-year-old kids.
Oh, okay.
One's 130 pounds, the other's normal weight.
One of them's left-handed.
Okay.
One of them has glasses.
No, I would walk in there and cleanliness. That would be the number one thing because I don't want them to be catching anything. Next would be technique because if I don't know how hyperactive my kids are. Are they really hyper?
No, they're chill.
Okay,
they're
awesome.
Chill cucumbers, yeah.
Then their haircut better be on point. That's all I'm saying.
What about the environment, the shop itself?
Oh, I want it to be chill. Like, I don't want them to be playing crazy music.
The first 2 you said had nothing to do with the environment.
The first 2?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm more...
The first 2 you said nothing about the environment.
I said cleanliness.
And technique. I'm just saying.
Cleanliness has to be number 1.
Yeah.
No.
It's the environment.
I'm just repeating what you said.
I want it to be
You didn't say anything about the environment until you know who mentioned it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not going to be taking my kids in there whenever they're playing... Okay, if they were little kids, I would... If I would have walked into that one barbershop that I went into that was blasting my ears, we would have walked right back out. There was no way I could have been in there with little kids.
Why?
The music was way too loud. It was crazy. I was going crazy, and I'm an adult. I can't imagine children. Children would be over.
Children love music.
Not that music that I was listening
and
to.
some people, I mean, don't care if their kids listen to rap or profanity, but a lot of parents don't want them to. No. And dude, I'm telling you, like at a lot of barbershops, I walked in there and like I don't really mind too much because it's whatever. But dude, I'm telling you, I walked into barbershops where they're blasting straight up some crazy hip hop music, not filtered out. And dude, moms walk in and they just look.
Both y'all.
For one, they check them out hardcore, which is pretty disrespectful to the mom. And then they don't lower the music like at all.
Both of y'all sound like y'all both hate the culture.
This is I don't know what you're talking about.
We hate the way it's become.
Yes.
But I love the barbering culture, but this I wouldn't call it barbering.
Why can't it just be quiet? Why can't it be just low music? If any music, low
why can't everybody be old? Why can't we bring back the roaring 20s?
Dude, at the barber college we have now, they play hip hop, but they play it censored.
I know what you mean, though.
And then they don't have it blasting. And then the way too that breaks away from the relationship with the barber. Like, cause me, I'm pretty cool with my barber, but at the same time I hate it because at his shop, like I have to talk really loud, and it gets annoying talking 30 minutes like really loud, trying to scream at him.
I know what you mean because I've gone to those barbershops where they're just like have crazy music, and it's just like I don't know. It's exactly what you say. Like it's kind of like like you just feel like kind of weird. And then when you tell them like what kind of haircut you want, you have to like yell it at them.
Yeah.
And then like whenever they need to like talk to you, they like have to like stop and like.
Yeah, it's annoying. They're all up in your space because you can't hear.
I'm agreeing with y'all, by the way. So.
I know. I'm like, did you just switch sides?
I just have to represent for all the listeners who are disagreeing with you.
You just totally switched onto our side.
Adrian's representing for the majority of barbers because majority of barbers ain't gonna agree with me.
Oh, okay.
I can't just have y'all bashing the culture.
We're not bashing anything.
Adrian's here to even it out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I always have to disagree.
I say we take a field trip to different barber shops.
I've already done that my whole life.
Your whole life.
Your whole life.
Your whole life. How many barbershops have you been to?
20-something years.
Let's go through them.
All right.
Don't name them. Just go through.
Just give us a number.
Don't name them out loud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let me see here.
5 of the same chains, which
I've only
4
been
of the same
to
chains that you know what I'm talking about.
1, 2, 3, 4 barbershops. That's how many I've been to. My whole life.
I would say at least 10.
At least 10?
At least 10, that's it?
At least 10.
That's it. Yeah. I would expect you to go to more.
I can remember.
Oh, but you've always tried to be like a loyal client, right?
Because really, I stayed going to the same barbershop from the time I was a toddler to the time I was about 18. After 18, that's when I went somewhere else. Because I was working and then their hours didn't line up with mine. So really, all the other barbershops, I hit them up after high school. And I stayed loyal to the same barbers.
At least 10.
Adrian, how many have you been to?
And dude, and that's just barbershops. That's not even talking about barbers. Like barbers, I've gone to the same barbershop and tried different ones because they all kind of sucked. Or I didn't really like them personally, or they're stupid or whatever, or they were late, or they didn't keep their appointment time or something. So as far as barbers, man, it would be a lot more.
Adrian,
I've been to about 7.
7?
Yeah. I would say 10 is not that much though.
Yeah, it's probably not.
I mean, it is good.
I don't know. To me, it sounds like a lot. Because to me, like, I feel like you should be going to the same barbershop here for a while.
Definitely.
And dude, like straight up, I straight up went to the same barbershop from the time I was probably like 4 or 5 to the time I was 18. So that's why to me 10 is a lot. Because I think you should, stay loyal to the same barbershop. But if they all start sucking, of course you're gonna look for something better.
Of course, but I don't know. I feel like that's a good amount. Now that you say that too, it is. It's like not a lot, but then at the same time, it's like a good amount.
Yeah, because it shouldn't be something that you're always somewhere else. You should be happy and find one spot and stick with it. And even the barbershop I go to now, I don't like the barbershop. But I love the barber. You can cut hair. He's always on time. Straight up, when I go in for my appointment, I go in 2 minutes early. He's always ready. I go in 5 minutes early. He's always ready. I go in exactly on time. He's always ready. And other barbers, man, I've been there, and then like even if you make an appointment and they charge you extra money for the appointment, they'll be like 10, 15, 20 minutes late. I'm like, dude, if I set an appointment and if you're charging me extra for the appointment, dude, be on time, man.
That's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
If anything, the barber should always be early.
Yeah, definitely.
Just in case.
But
I don't know. That's me. That's my opinion.
I could see a lot of clients appreciating that because you expect everything to be on time.
Yeah.
And then nothing's
I think the client should be on time. Because, I mean, you're telling the barber, like, hey, I want to be here.
Especially if you're going during a lunch break or right before work or something.
Yeah, you have to be on time as a client. And then the barber, like, yeah, you have to be on time, too.
I think part of it has to do with greed. Because, like, I know my barber's really good about selecting his time. Like, if you want a specialty haircut, he allots 45 minutes on his app. If you want a basic haircut, it's 30 minutes. A haircut with a beard, it's 45 minutes. And I think some barbers are greedy and they'll be like, oh, a haircut and a beard, I could do that in 30 minutes. When realistically, they probably can't.
Right.
So they just rush through it?
Yeah, so they just rush through it or they go through it and they can't finish it on time.
Cut corners here and there.
Yeah. And then it messes up their whole appointment.
And the clients notice that. They'll notice if you're cutting corners or rushing them or not talking just because you have to get to your next appointment.
Yeah.
They'll pick up on that.
You'll know when they start bumping your head because they're going way too fast or scratching you. Like it's like you say, dead giveaway, right?
Dead giveaway.
One would even say, grind your gears.
Don't even get me started on this.
I think I just got you started.
There's not enough recording to go on. I could go for hours.
I got an iPhone, dude. It's got 120 gigs memory.
All right, well, everyone, if you're not sitting down already, grab a seat.
Get some popcorn. All right, Adrian. Well, let me know, dude. Since you're already getting heated, what else don't you like about a barbershop? I already let you know what I don't like.
I don't know about what I don't like. I think I don't know. I feel like we've talked about it, but I don't know, man. For sure, no, I can't say right now. I feel like you've aired out a lot of good points. I don't know, man.
So are we going on a field trip? I feel like when's y'all's next haircut? I want to go with y'all. Like, will y'all invite me to go?
Sounds like you don't like barbershops, though.
No,
you're not gonna like the one I go to.
Why?
Like, all the guys are gonna stare at you when you walk in. Like, they're all gonna cuss. Like, dude, barbers talk about crazy stuff. Like, dude, barbers, like, I've heard conversations, like, about them cheating on their wives when they have clients sitting, like...
No.
Yeah, dude, they're pretty savages.
I think the same stuff gets talked about at beauty salons, man.
Well, do you think or do you know?
Yeah.
If you don't know, then go find out.
Haven't been in there.
You know what?
You know what?
I'm gonna have to.
You know what? You're a CIA agent, dude. You're a shill. That's what I know. That's what I can prove.
You know what? We don't talk. It's different way of talking, but we are more open as women. We do speak about a lot more things. Well, no, I say men are more chismosos. Yeah, very very chismosos. But
for
women,
the speaker that don't speak Spanish, what's chismosos?
For the speaker that don't speak Spanish.
Wall. For the listeners, my bad.
Yeah, that's what I know, Sway.
But you don't know about salon talk.
I don't know about salon talk.
So
I haven't been to salon talk.
Men.
Wow.
No, stop. Men are always gossiping about everybody and everyone.
How do you know this?
I can tell, y'all.
I know for a fact from being in the barber college, dude, it's just straight up like high school.
It is.
Like, dude, like, I don't know. I know, like, a lot of barbers are friendly or whatever.
I think because you're going with a lot of younger kids that are coming out of high school.
I think about half of them are young, half of them about my age.
You think or you know? I'm just using his line. I'm just using your line now.
Based on how they look, yeah. Well, I know for a fact.
Based on how they look?
Oh my goodness. Leave him alone.
That's where was I, dude? You lost me.
The age.
You said it's like high school. It's like high school.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of high school environment.
Like, dude, straight up, like, I think some guys are gonna throw hands in my class because there's already beef about one guy that's in class that he does like straight up awesome designs, and then this other cat that also does, and he's already talking crap about one another.
Like,
yeah, they've already found out, like they've already been dogging each other. So there's
like it was just like, nah, he's whack, or just like more intense.
More like mine are better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's trash.
Yeah, and then the other guys like straight up like talking crap about like some of the girls that were in there when it's their first time cutting, and they're like making fun of them through the window and stuff. So it's like, so dude, on Instagram I see all this stuff about barber love, but like so far it's been like pretty negative in school. Like almost everybody's been negative. Like,
are these the younger cats though?
Yeah, but I mean most barbers are young. In San
No,
Antonio,
I'm just saying the people who are having
problems. Yeah, the other guys, the military guys, nah, they're real like chill. Like the other guys are like in their 30s or my age. They're real chill.
There's definitely gonna be fights. There were fights at my school.
Yeah,
definitely.
And you went to school with a bunch of men?
Women.
Women.
Yes,
okay.
women. Women.
Okay.
Mine, if y'all want to hear it, it was pretty juicy.
So the same thing that went on in this male college was
Oh
the same thing
my-
in female college, right?
Yeah, it was a little bit
Okay.
more. Women are a little bit more aggressive.
What was that?
And women are just a little bit more aggressive. Like
We
if
might get some hate from the women listening.
You were
no.
supposed to set a standard.
No,
You were the chosen one.
No, I'm talking about this is
Yeah.
a glorified high school, cosmetology school. It's,
Yeah.
You're putting the most dramatic women together, or women that can be very dramatic together in a classroom setting. So you're going to expect some drama. But yeah, these two girls got into it, and one girl was cheating on her husband, so the other one they got
What?
into
What did you say?
They
One
got,
girl was cheating on her husband?
one girl was cheating on her, and the other
They
girl.
said it out loud?
Yeah, and
And you said,
like at mine.
And you said...
But
Clay just said it.
But at mine, they talk about it in the barbershop with clients there listening.
Oh, okay. See,
and
but
hers it's in school.
Mine
But
was in
on
school.
both cases, they're cheating.
Yes.
Hold on.
Thank you. I'm out.
Are you dropping the mic?
I just dropped the mic.
Drop the mic.
So,
Take a seat. Yeah.
so they got into it. They were friends up until can't remember what happened, but the girl was like, you know what? I'm not going to sit back and let this happen, or let her just be on her way. So she found the other girl's husband on Facebook and let him know all about what was going on and locations and times.
Dude, that's deep. Yeah.
And so they both got kicked out of school. I think I need to take go on field trips with y'all if y'all let me.
Barber.
What do you think,
filters.
Adrian?
I'm down to go to barbershops, but different ones, different areas.
I want to go to a high-end barbershop just to see what they do different than like a basic barbershop that charges $20, $25.
I
They
know
charge
one.
different.
I know one. Let me know whenever you're ready to go.
The environment has to be different.
No, it is. This is different. Yes.
Because I want to know how you get them high-end clients.
There's
That's what I
leather
wanna do.
seats. I know they have leather seats. They serve beer. So just let me know whenever you're ready to go.
You stop hating the culture is when you get those. No, but seriously, on a serious note, where can our listeners reach you at or find you at? Find your Instagram, find the barber page, everything like that.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, for sure, they can reach me on Instagram at I keep forgetting the name of it. It's Behind the Barber _podcast.
Behind the Barber _podcast. Just spelled the way it sounds.
Yes, exactly.
On Instagram.
Yes.
Alrighties.
The is THE, not DA, and then my Gmail, and I think they can reach me at Gmail too. And without it, it does not have an underscore, so it's just. Let me just make sure on my Gmail. It's on my email. It is just behindthebarber@gmail.com.
Behindthebarber@gmail.com.
Yeah. And then they can also check out the website. It's www.behindthebarber.com. And as far as on the podcast, they can listen to it on the website or on iTunes, or if you have an Android, you can use Stitcher. Or the website too.
Or the website.
Yeah.
Awesome. On all platforms. So.
Yeah, definitely, man. So whatever phone you got, you can check it out.
Alright, so I'll just send y'all 100 more emails so y'all can...
Have you on again?
Yeah, I'll start working on them tonight. You know, I'm Adrian's biggest fan.
Yeah.
But finally got to meet him. It was an honor.
It should be.
All right, Chelly, it was an honor having you here. Thanks for giving us your perspective, and as always, thank you for listening, and until next time.